Good afternoon, everybody, wherever you find yourself. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. This is Beatrix, Uaripi, and you're on Happy Beauty with OB. Thank you for joining me once again. So today's video is going to be a very short video. Hopefully, I'm going to make it very short because these are just really functional tips that I'm going to share with you guys. As you know, we find ourselves in the middle of the year. So basically what I'm going to be talking about shortly is the importance of checking in on our goals that we set for ourselves at the beginning of the year. So basically this is just a mid-year check-in on our goals. So the importance of doing this really is because we want to know where we're at right now. We need to really establish where we are at right now, how far we've come, what is it that we have accomplished. Are we at 50%? Are we at 60%? Whatever the case may be. Now, goals are very broad, and really in order for us to have somewhat of a balanced life, each one of us, we need to have, for example, financial goals. We need to have self-development goals. We need to have health goals, career goals. The list goes on. And some of these goals tie into other goals. Like, for example, your financial goals will definitely tie into your self-development goals, for example, or your health goals. Basically, what I mean by that shortly is that you might have to spend money in order to achieve, for example, your health goals or your self-development goals or whatever the case may be. So that's why it is kind of a holistic approach, but then at the end of the day you will also have to kind of look into each of them, of the goals that you set for yourself. So I've just made a little list here so that I don't ramble on and on, so I just keep to the concise points. So like I said, it's important then at this time of the year to kind of do a self-evaluation, a re-evaluation, a review, an assessment of where you're at. So we're basically going to look at, or what you're going to do basically is look at where you are at, what it is that you need to keep doing, what it is that does not serve you, for example, that you have to then take away, because if something doesn't serve you, then what is the point of continuing to do it? You're just basically wasting time. So now I'm going to really look at 5 little tools that you can use going forward. So the first one is looking at your dream or your vision. Now this one basically is where you look at what it is or where you see yourself in the next 10 years, for example. Now this is quite in the far future, but if you don't start doing the work right now, then you are not going to you're not going to get to where you want to see yourself within the next 10 years. So that is basically, these are called your dream or your vision. This is called your dream or your vision. Where do you see yourself? Where do you visualize yourself in the next 10 years? And then there's one that's called a standing stone goal. Now this one basically is where do you see yourself in the next 5 years. Now that one is more in the near future, so it's not as far as, you know, the 10-year one, but of course with each of these, in order to get to the 10-year mark, you will have to do certain things in order to get to the 5-year mark. So what is it that you're doing now that will help you get to the 5-year mark? And then when you look at the very small steps that you take, so one is called a stand goal. This one I'll say is the third one. It's called a stand goal. Now the stand goal is basically what is it that you're doing every day? What is it that you're doing every day that will help you get to or help you achieve your goal? Okay, so basically what I mean by this is, what are your everyday habits? What are the habits that you've implemented? What are the things that you execute How do you do that? Do you have healthy, in fact, do you have healthy habits? And if you don't have healthy habits, you need to be a very self-aware person, to where you can admit that, okay, this is not healthy for me, so it means that I'll have to change this. And of course, you'll have to replace those unhealthy habits with healthy habits. It's really, really important. What is it that you're doing every day to get to where you need to be? And then the next one are your pebble goals. Now, your pebble goals are basically your weekly goals. What is it that you're doing on a weekly basis to help you get to where you need to go, where you see yourself, or to what you see yourself achieving? So for me personally, what I do is every Sunday before I go to bed, I will write down a list of things that I need to accomplish under certain headings. For example, work related, I'll have a little list. Personal related or family related, I'll have a little list. Self-development related, I'll have a little list. Now this helps me stay on track. It helps me stay focused on the things that I need to do. And sometimes I don't always get to certain things. Now, if there's something on that list that is time restricted, I make sure that I absolutely accomplish it. I make sure that I do it. And if I cannot do it, then I move it to the next week. Okay, and then the last ones are the stepping stone goals. These ones are basically within the next 90 days. What are the things that you want to do within the next 90 days that will help you achieve your goals, for example? Some of these, again, are time restricted, others are not. But it is absolutely important to have these so that you can stay on track. So basically, in a nutshell, what I want to say really in conclusion with this video is really that I want to encourage all of us and motivate all of us to really stick to what we say we want to do. Now, as it is in life, things happen, life be lifing sometimes, and you know, certain things happen in our lives, and then we can't get to the goals that we set out for ourselves. But it's important that even if you don't get to the goal that you set out for yourself, that the goal remains. So give yourself some time to grieve. If, for example, you did not achieve that certain goal or the certain thing that you wanted to do, give yourself some time to grieve, and then pick yourself up and then look for an alternative solution to still get to the goal. Because you know, if there's a will, there is absolutely a way. So you can still achieve those goals. And then lastly, what I just really want to encourage us is to please let us celebrate the little wins. Whether you're there right now, 50% of the goal is achieved, or it is 10%, or it's 15%, or 20%, or 60%, it doesn't really matter. But whatever you've achieved, whatever win you've, or maybe there are some certain goals that you've completely accomplished, celebrate those wins, because it's really important. Because if you don't celebrate those wins, then what is really the point of having even goals? Do you understand? You know, pat yourself on the back and, you know, encourage yourself, motivate yourself, and just be happy about those things. And when I say celebrate yourself, it could be taking yourself out for a little drink, or you know, with friends, or just, you know, however you celebrate, or go get your nails done, or whatever it is that you do what you do. But definitely celebrate yourselves for those little wins. So basically, that is, in a nutshell, that is it. That's all that I wanted to encourage us. Please get back to your goals, reevaluate them, reassess them, remove the things that don't serve you, keep the things that still are working for you. Yeah, basically that is it. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for sticking it out with me for this long. My camera is actually flashing now, so thank you. I hope you stayed till the very end. Bye. See you next time. Bye.